Hey guys, so today's video is about the Try Guys again. A lot has happened since my last video and I just want to put it all into one video again. So until something else happens, this is the update. And yeah, subscribe to the bell, like, comment for engagement, and let's get into it. So since my last video, a few things have happened. So for example, BuzzFeed employees have reacted to the story and people involved in the behind the scenes drama. So there are people saying that they're on top of writing a BuzzFeed article about this, which is pretty ironic because obviously they used to work for BuzzFeed. So a BuzzFeed journalist was like, oh, I'm already on writing this story. Some people said they weren't surprised that this happened, which to me is like, if you're not surprised, was he always acting like this? Was he always cheating on his wife? And did everyone kind of know about this and no one was saying anything? Because if that's the case, that's pretty to now be like, oh, well, I'm not surprised. Like, if it's just vibes, like if you were just getting bad vibes, that's fine. But if you have seen shady behavior in the past and you didn't let Ariel know, then saying this now publicly, being like, oh, I'm not surprised, just sounds a bit like, well, you could have done your part to let Ariel know that she was in a relationship. I don't know. Seth Rogen actually tweeted about the Try Guys. He said, what is a Try Guy? And some of the Try Guys actually liked that tweet. So that's pretty, like that at that point, it's really making mainstream news. Like, I think this story, I always go, to people that aren't on the internet in my life and I ask them if they know what's going on, and if they know, then I'm like, oh, this story has gotten really big because people that normally do not know or care about drama on the internet know about this. For Seth Rogen to know what's going on, well, he doesn't because he's like, well, he's a Try Guy, but yeah, just that it's making such mainstream news. Becky, who is another one of the Try Guys' wife, liked tweets about it just in support of Ariel and kind of against Ned. And Keith liked a tweet supporting Ariel. Now Zach also liked a tweet mocking Ned's statement about the consensual work relationship, because that was like a big point of HR is not really happy with this. YB also made a statement. Now, if you guys don't know, Alex, who Ned cheated on his wife with, was an associate producer for the Try Guys, but she also was a part of a duo called the Food Babies, who would have their own kind of series on their channel and would also pop into mainly like Keith's eating everything at a restaurant or just any food related stuff they had, they would also pop in. And they were a duo, YB and Alex, and when all of this went down, YB actually unfollowed Alex on everything, which obviously makes the work environment a little bit awkward. We actually don't know if Alex is still employed. I don't really know what's going on. And YB also made a statement in like a pinned comment about this whole thing. So there just seems to be a large reaction to everything just from everyone behind the scenes. Like, I think there is not a single person that has come across Ned that is like in support of him, and these are people that know him behind the scenes. These are people that are his colleagues, these are people that worked with him. Like, I just think it's crazy to me how far this has gone. Dumois also posted there have been sightings of Ned and Alex for a while. So one of them is at a restaurant in May. So from May to obviously October is 5 months. And someone also sent in a statement saying, anyone have any more Ned, Fulmer and Alex tea? How long was this going on? I need deets, I'm shocked by this. Someone said December 2021, Alex's fiance Will went through her phone and saw her and Ned had hooked up while on some work trip. They ended up staying together, but Will reached out to Ned, wanting him to back off. Beginning of this month, I want to say the 1st or the 2nd, Will and Ned's wife Ariel received videos and pictures from a few people showing Ned and Alex making out at a club, as well as holding hands during the date at a market in New York City. That is so intimate. That is a romantic date. That is not a hookup, that is not an affair, that is a romantic relationship with a romantic date. I just do not understand. Ariel had just landed in New York City to meet up with the Try Guys and their significant others, but got the news, confronted Ned, and when he confirmed him and Alex had been in a relationship for almost a year, she got back on a plane and came back to LA immediately. Not sure how the New York City event played out, but Ned and Alex were suspended almost immediately. So everyone found out that they had been dating for a year, I'm assuming after the Harry Styles club debacle. When Try Guys had talks with employees, many said they noticed flirting, knew they had lunch hookups, stayed at each other's places occasionally, I'm assuming that's when like people are traveling, and showed up to events together, e.g. the Harry Styles concert, and had big feels something was up. So this news has been aware to the Try Guys for close to a month, but was sparked the social media questioning and then uproar a few days back was Will releasing some images of the DMs he received on Reddit. Obviously, Ned has been fired. Now, more details have been leaked. Like I said, so far we know that they went out to a restaurant in May and recently to a Harry Styles concert and a bar together. That's May to October, 5 months, but allegedly this has been going on for about a year. So all we have publicly is like the actual physical proof we have is of 5 months, which is like enough. Even one kiss would have been enough, but like 5 months is crazy. And he did call it a consensual relationship, which implies a more than one thing, more than one situation, right? But now they're saying it's been a year, so that's probably kind of October last year, which is insane. Well, September last year. And now It seems like the Try Guys have been cutting him out for about a month. So it's about 3 videos that they cut him out of the kind of like editing, post-production side of things. So they've known for a month. That all lines up. So like I tend to trust these kind of sources on this situation exactly because it does all line up, like date-wise, it all lines up. So that makes sense. And I'm assuming there are a lot of people that worked with them that are maybe anonymously submitting some of this stuff, like people, like colleagues, people from work, people that work for the Try Guys right now, people that work for BuzzFeed. I'm assuming a lot of people, these people are just anonymously submitting their stuff because they don't want to publicly speak out and ruin their kind of workplace environment, but they want to say something. So maybe some of them are actually the ones that are giving him the sources because they seem really accurate time-wise. Kelsey Dara, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that surname properly, posted a TikTok explaining how the process would look behind the scenes. So roughly when they would have found out and what the procedure is, and that she supports what they did and how they did it, and that if anyone thinks that the timeline is a bit off, she's saying, you know, like in companies, things work a bit differently and they needed that time to get HR involved, to get the procedures going, to get the legal proceedings going, and like they couldn't just talk about it when people wanted them to.
I just had a totally random thought that I had this morning. It has nothing to do with anything and is all alleged. My friends are incredible people who did what they legally could do while certain processes and investigations took place and concluded. And anyone talking about a timeline is crazy. And I know that they were doing what they could do in the meantime. So they were doing something, trust me. They were doing stuff. But what they are allowed to say versus what the public can know is very different. They also were very accommodating for certain families involved, and that they care about their employees more than anything. And they are taking steps to ensure that their employees are okay. Also remembering that they lost a friend. There is no such thing as a consensual workplace environment when there is a dynamic of power involved. I don't care what your opinion is, that's just a fact. Just all totally random thoughts I had this morning. And men go to therapy.
There were also a few like bits and pieces that people noticed about how Ned treated his wife that just didn't sit right with people. So of course there's all the stuff with like him and Alex appearing in videos together and being very cozy and romantic. But there are also just things where like things just seem really off. So for example, there was the Behind the Try Guys documentary. They all posted a video and Ariel was in it and she was getting a lot of hate in the comments. Zach actually took it upon himself to delete the video. He put us unlisted and they've never deleted a video before, and he didn't really ask anyone about it. He just made the executive decision to unlist the video because he felt so bad for Ariel, which as a friend, like, wow, that's amazing. What was Ned's reaction? He got really angry and he cared about the fact that they were like losing this video and potentially the views, but instead of caring about like his wife's feeling and the fact that she was being cyberbullied on the internet. Like that was the first time when people are like, oh, he does not care about her feelings at all. Like he cares about his career, he cares about the views, he cares about the clout, but he doesn't care about his wife and he doesn't care about the relationship and the fact that he's a father now and like the example that he's setting for his kids. Like he just doesn't care at all. They also posted on Twitter that they were taking a week off from doing the podcast, but they were going to come back and explain stuff on the podcast, but like we didn't get any knowledge of them posting a video on their main channel, but they did say that they would take a break from the podcast and then come back and talk about things kind of a little bit on there. Now, I wonder how many more videos are going to be like weirdly edited, because obviously they film about like 2 months ahead of time. So that's 8 at least videos that are going to be a bit funky. Obviously some videos have to be scrapped and some videos are just not going to be usable. They probably have some brand deals. What also sucks is they have this new Food Network show that's going to launch literally like any time now, and now this has happened. I don't know what their contract is regarding this Food Network show, but obviously like the Food Network isn't going to edit Ned out, so they either have to scrap the whole thing or do it with Ned, but that is really bad publicity. And like, does the Food Network want to be involved with that? Like, who knows, you know? And I also wonder if Ariel will still do the podcast with the other partners of the Try Guys. They also have a podcast together. I wonder if she's still going to do that. Obviously she's allowed to, and she's not fired and she has nothing to be ashamed of. But like, there's the awkwardness of like, if Alex is still employed because they can't fire her, coming into the workplace and doing a podcast and seeming happy while you're publicly in like a weird affair situation. Obviously she's not having an affair, but she's in a affair related scandal. Like I just wonder how everything's gonna play out. This is obviously so incredibly awkward for everyone. I just don't really understand why he would do that. This is so awkward. But it seems that people aren't surprised and that he was giving these vibes off this whole time. And there was that one Reddit post about someone that was being hit on by him, and they went to Zach and they asked if he's always to stop you when he's drunk, and Zach said yes. So like, to me, it seems like they kind of all knew that he was a bit sus, but maybe they didn't have the proof for it. I'm not really sure. But anyway, also on top of everything, like with obviously all the blame going on Ned, but also I'm still very pissed off at Alex. Like, I'm allowed to be pissed off at more than one person at the same time. People pointed out to me that on the Try Guys channel, they did a video with all the mums from the Try Guys like group of people. So it's 3 people. Title of the video is Mums Post Thirst Traps for a Week. So they brought in someone that does thirst traps on the internet, but like body positive ones without Photoshop. And they all, as mums, all 3 of them had to have like a photo shoot and then over a week post all of their thirst traps on the internet to see if they feel confident. And it was a big talk of like insecurities after pregnancy and childbirth and not feeling sexy as a mom, and like trying to debunk that feeling, right? At 9 minutes and 17, someone says, Alex helped filming this video where Ariel is literally talking about her insecurities and struggles that come up with pregnancy / motherhood. Damn, it feels so strange to watch this given all the history now. She knew damn well what she was doing and did it anyways. Disgusting. Ned doesn't deserve Ariel, which is so crazy to me because yeah, this whole video was Ariel talking about how after pregnancy, you know, things change, you feel insecure, you don't feel sexy anymore. And like, for Alex to sit there on the sidelines and cheer Ariel on while she discusses her insecurities, and then maybe like as this was happening, to be cheating on her? No, to be cheating with her husband is mind-boggling to me. Or to like a few months after this affair, like it's mind-boggling how you can be this cruel. And yeah, Ned is to blame and there is a power dynamic, and I understand all of the intricacies of this situation, but I also think Alex is a person and I would never want her as a friend. So now after all of that, I go into my sub box yesterday right before I went to bed and I see the Try Guys main channel. So obviously the podcast is delayed and they want to talk about it on the podcast, but they didn't say anything about the main channel. And then out of nowhere, they just dropped this video called What Happened, and that's it. The initial screenshot, let me just show it to you guys. Eugene looks pissed. He looks angry. He is so disgusted and disappointed with his colleague, but more importantly, his friend. Like you can feel the disgust coming off of him throughout the whole video. The first line is, Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys, and that is such a powerful statement. Oh my Lord.
Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys.
Anyway, they mentioned the Reddit threads and the tweets and the articles, and they look really tired and just pissed because I'm assuming they get into it further in the video, but there was like a legal process they had to go through, and they wanted to say it when they were ready to say it, when everything had been finalized, but people had already found all of this out. So they were kind of like forced to act even quicker than they wanted to.
By now, we're assuming you've seen the Reddit threads and TikToks and tweets and news articles.
Now, they said that they can't say everything due to legal issues. I'm not really sure what the legal issues are. They found out about the cheating through the Bar Harry Styles concert, and they then found out this has been going on for months, which they were really shocked about, which debunks the theory that they like knew about this for months, like that they had just found out about this now with the rest of us. They did a 3-week internal review and decided to get rid of him as like a 3. They also used like a separate HR professional to kind of come in and make an informed decision about the whole thing. They mentioned the editing of videos, like some have been edited, some videos are completely scrapped. Huge money lost to them because they spend so much money on their videos. They have some brand deals that they are obligated to post, which I wonder if that means like actual brand deals, or if that means brand deals and the Food Network series that they have. Now, they decided before this, as an LLC, as a company, that they would get rid of him, but they didn't announce it straight away due to Ariel also being involved, other people being involved, and this whole thing being not a personal issue, but also a company issue. They are a company, like they aren't just YouTubers, they aren't just like funny, relatable guys, like they're a company, they have to act as such. They also didn't want to rush into the announcement, but the rumors were growing so much, they were like forced to just speak. Zach is so emotional, like Eugene is pissed, but Zach, his voice keeps on breaking, and it breaks my heart because it just seems like, yeah, they lost their colleague and they lost like a company bit, and working is never going to be the same, but they also lost a friend.
I don't know that we'll ever be able to fully articulate the pain we feel at this moment. It's hard to rewatch old videos that we love and are proud of. We're losing a friend, we're losing someone we built a company with, we have countless memories with.
And he talks about all the good memories of like working together and all the fun things they've done together, which is just so heartbreaking. Like, Ned really effed this up for everyone. Also, they do make a statement about how women are usually criticized more in these situations, and they don't agree with that. Now, I wonder if that's to do with all the hate that Alex is getting due to the power dynamic. Like, they don't agree with the hate that she's getting, which also makes me think that she's still employed by the company, or maybe that she wasn't fired, but she would like leave on her own accord. Anyway, that's the whole video. Subscribe to the bell, like, comment for engagement. I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.